Yeah.
Mkondo is it's people whom, if you were to say take government tomorrow, they will run government efficiently and without confusion. They're not going to learn as to how government must be run efficiently, responsibly, and in a manner that will impact on the lives of our people much more most positively. But then there was, of course, issues which conjuncturally were lacking of the organizational experience.
Sure.
And a unique organizational experience of how do you found an organization,
which is something that you've done.
So
many
despite
times.
the political experience and depth which characterizes the leadership of Umkhonto weSizwe, none of them have ever been involved in forming an organization. And coincidentally, I had been involved in forming and founding an organization called the Economic Freedom Fighters, and thought that as part of consolidation and safeguarding the progressive forces, we need to participate in Umkhonto weSizwe party, and not for position mongering purposes, but as part of the contributions. The day I decided to not renew my membership of the Economic Freedom Fighters, there was no position that was given to me as to what role I'm going to play in Umkhonto weSizwe party. There was no guarantee that I'm going to sit in the top officials, but I knew that as a member, at least my voice will be heard if we're to say that let's avoid these pitfalls, like let's avoid these mistakes that otherwise any organization might encounter. There are so many mistakes that you can make at formative stages, and some of those mistakes can be terminative of the organization itself.
Absolutely.
And we couldn't afford as a country to have a progressive political formation, which is even official opposition now in parliament, imploding because of avoidable mistakes, which otherwise we could guide each other in avoiding. So they would have thought that the only, the most correct, sound, and best decision was to take the decision to join Umkhonto weSizwe and contribute to its politics. And I'm convinced that this is the correct path and the correct decision that has ever been taken in the history of politics.
Every time Floyd Shivambu says that, the members of the EFF, they lose their minds. Every time Floyd Shivambu says joining the MK party is the best decision ever, the members of the EFF, they lose their mind. And it's quite fascinating to hear Floyd Shivambu saying that if the MK party were to take the government today, these people would actually know how to run the government efficiently. It seems like he's under the impression that soon the MK party will be running the government. And it seems like he doesn't have, or he didn't have trust in the EFF, that the EFF is actually capable of running the government. Because this is something that he says every time, that one of the reasons why I joined the MK party is because the people that are going to join the MK party, these are people that can govern this country. And this is someone who was in the EFF. This is someone that he was telling South Africans that the EFF is ready to govern South Africa. The EFF is ready to govern South Africa. The EFF has the fighters that are smart. These people went to school. We are smart and everything inside the EFF. But today, he says that no, the MK party is the one that actually can govern the government. So I think it has to do with the fact that many people that were there during the Zuma eras are now inside the MK party. So I guess it's fair enough for him to actually suggest that the MK party can govern the country, because the people that were there during the Zuma are in the MK party, and the EFF now, Floyd Shivambu, when he talks about the MK party, it's almost as if he insinuates that the EFF are just bunch of minions who cannot even govern anything. So it's quite fascinating to actually listen to Floyd Shivambu talking about the MK party. So strange, man, that a couple of months ago, this guy was telling South Africans about how brilliant the EFF is, how ready the EFF is to govern the country. But now he says that no, we have the people that can actually govern the country. So fascinating.
I'm taking it to a different perspective now. Yeah.
In that decision, I'm assuming you are balancing, the harm it might do to the EFF versus the gains that it could do overall to this project of unity and also to MK. Take us through that balance that you are striking, because obviously...
Look, there's good comrades in the EFF who could play a far much more meaningful role and everything. Some of them are very scared. I don't know why they're scared to be expressive and to speak as to what should be the direction of the organization. I heard some of the comrades were saying they were shocked that I went to Mkondo's. Majority of the leaders of the economic freedom fighters knew that I'm going to join Mkondo's as a party. Even in the officials, like some obviously they came to beg me and say, no, please don't tell the president. The president did not know, and I did not see the need to talk to him about it. I canvassed the perspective with everyone else. And then when I later on communicated the decision, then they said, please don't tell him that we knew throughout that you're going to take this progressive decision so that he doesn't look at us with doubt. And then
Whoa. Guys, Floyd Shivambu just confirmed what I was speaking about yesterday. I remember I was speaking in a lighter note that the people that are surrounding Julius Malema are snakes. Floyd Shivambu right now is telling us that the leaders of the EFF knew that Floyd Shivambu was going to leave. And it seems like Julius Malema is the only person inside his own political party that didn't know that Floyd Shivambu was going to leave the party. Guys, you remember yesterday, I actually spoke about Julius Malema getting rid of these people that are surrounding him because these people are snakes. Yesterday, people said, Thomas, you are talking nonsense. You don't know what the hell you are talking about. These people are in full support of Julius Malema. And I actually argued that the people that are surrounding Julius Malema are snakes. These people are the backstabbers. These people are the reason why the EFF has been failing. So all of these people pretended like they didn't know that Floyd Shivambu was going to leave the party. But Floyd Shivambu right now is exposing them. Floyd Shivambu is saying, these people knew that I was going to leave the EFF. They knew. Everybody knew. Except Julius Malema. Everybody knew. Except Julius Malema. Guys, you remember yesterday, and this is what I said about the leaders of the EFF and what Julius Malema should actually do to these people that are surrounding him, because I believe that these people are snakes. I believe that these people are the people that have been giving the MK party the intel. These people knew that Floyd Shivambu was going to leave, but none of them actually had the courage to call Julius Malema to say, man, Floyd Shivambu is going to leave. Floyd Shivambu is going to leave. And what did they do? They said, Floyd, please don't tell Julius Malema that we knew, because we don't want Julius Malema to look at us funny. These people that are surrounding Julius Malema are snakes. This is the reason why I said this yesterday about the people that are surrounding Julius Malema. Julius Malema needs to act fast and disband the entire leadership of the EFF. These people are snakes. These people are the reason why the EFF performed the way it did. So Julius Malema needs to get rid of all of these people in the entire leadership of the EFF, especially that top six of the EFF. That top six of the EFF, it needs to be disbanded. These people are snakes. These people are snakes. We know that Floyd Shivambu is one of the people that were actually deployed in KZN. And what happened with the EFF in KZN? They got the largest whipping, man. They lost heavily. Only for Floyd Shivambu, the same person who was deployed to KZN, to join a political party that actually did well in KZN. So I am not saying Floyd Shivambu did anything. I'm just asking you to add 1 + 1. Just add 1 + 1. So I hope that Julius Malema is actually going to wake up from a dream and actually understand that tea in Nkandla, that tea that you were having with Jacob Zuma in Nkandla didn't mean anything. Jacob Zuma still hates you. He hates the fact that you were singing pay back the money in parliament. He hates the fact that you were insulting him each and every day. And if you think a cup of tea was going to fix that, then you are totally wrong. You remember that you were calling for Jacob Zuma to endorse the EFF before the elections. And what did Jacob Zuma do? Jacob Zuma didn't endorse the EFF. Jacob Zuma went out and formed a political party, Umkhonto weSizwe, only for that political party to destroy the EFF. Today, as we speak, the EFF is number 4 and number 3 is MK party. So the reason why the EFF is number 4 and the MK party is number 3 is because these people have backstabbed Julius Malema. So I understand that yesterday I was saying it in a lighter note because, you know, sometimes, man, politics sometimes is tiring. So you don't always have to be serious when you speak about these things. But yesterday I understand that I was speaking it in a lighter note. But I believe, and I still believe, that I was making a very important point, that it seems like the people that are surrounding Julius Malema are the reason why the EFF is being destroyed right in front of our eyes. And this is Floyd Shivambu telling us that the people surrounding Julius Malema, they knew that he was going to leave the MK party. They knew that he was going to leave the MK party. So what does it say? Am I vindicated? Am I vindicated?
An organization. And coincidentally, I had been involved in forming and founding an organization.
I'm assuming you are balancing, you know, the harm it might do to the EFF versus the gains that it could do overall to this project of unity and also to MK. Take us through that balance that you are striking, because obviously,
look, do you know there's good comrades in the EFF who could play a far much more meaningful role in everything. It's that some of them are very scared. I don't know why they're scared to be expressive and to speak as to what should be the direction of the organization. I heard some of the comrades were saying they were shocked that I went to Umkhonto weSizwe. Majority of the leaders of the economic freedom fighters knew that I'm going to join Umkhonto weSizwe party.
And guys, Floyd Shivambu saying this, he knows that Floyd Shivambu saying this, he knows that this is going to cause chaos inside the EFF. This is going to cause absolute chaos, because can you just imagine, as Julius Malema sitting there watching this interview, Floyd Shivambu on a national platform, because this is Mpofu Walsh platform is as good as a national platform. This is where we get breaking news. Can you just imagine, as Julius Malema sitting there and learning from a podcast that the people that are surrounding you, they knew about the move of Floyd Shivambu to the MK party, and none of them saw it fit to actually call you. None of them saw it fit to go to your house or to meet you and to let you know that Floyd Shivambu is about to leave the party and to go to the MK party. So they were more worried about Floyd Shivambu making it look like they didn't know. So now Floyd Shivambu doesn't care anymore. He doesn't care. He's part of the MK party. And he is indirectly telling Julius Malema that all of those people who were saying they were shocked. You remember how many people of the EFF went to the news to say, we are shocked. We are shocked that Floyd Shivambu left the EFF. None of us knew that Floyd was going to leave the EFF. You remember Julius Malema crying on stage. Julius Malema almost fainted live on national television because he was so shocked with the idea of Floyd Shivambu leaving the party. The people surrounding him, they knew. Can you just imagine how the guy feels right now? Can you just imagine how the guy feels right now? And can you just imagine what the meeting will look like? Like, how many of you actually knew that Floyd Shivambu was going to leave and you guys didn't say anything at all? How many of you knew Floyd Shivambu was going to leave? How many of you? Man, these people are snakes. I don't know why Julius Malema is the only person who cannot even see that these people that are surrounding him are snakes. Apparently, the whole country can see that the likes of Kalnias, the Veronica Mentes, these Sinawo Tambos, all of them, they knew, all of them, they are snakes. They are snakes. They are snakes. And now Floyd is exposing them.
Some of the comrades were saying they were shocked that I went to Umkhonto weSizwe. Majority of the leaders of the economic freedom fighters knew that I'm going to join Umkhonto weSizwe party. Even in the officials, like, Some obviously they came to beg me and say, no, please don't tell the president. The president did not know, and I did not see the need to talk to him about it. I canvassed the perspective with everyone else. And then when I later on communicated the decision, then they said, please don't tell him that we knew throughout that you're going to take this progressive decision so that he doesn't look at us with doubt. And then I said, okay, that's fine. I won't tell him that. If you feel telling him like that in the future, you will be able to tell him. And some of them even went to pretend to be crying in the meeting of the Central Command team that, no, we did not know he was.
So if Floyd Shivambu had a deal with Julius with the leadership of the EFF that he's not going to tell Julius Malema that they knew all along, why is he saying it on the platform? Why is he saying it on the platform? Imagine, people were crying. I remember even on TV, man. People were crying, writing love letters, man, on social media about Floyd Shivambu and how shocked they were that Floyd Shivambu was gonna leave the party, and they knew, man. You know, where is Katleo, man? Someone please take Katleo. Someone please take Katleo, man. Beware of the comrades, man. You must beware of the comrades, man. Where is my friend? I wish I could put her on the phone right now. Where is my friend? I don't know. I'm going to try to call Katleo. This is insane, man. The politicians are something else. The politicians are something else, man. Katleo, please, where are you, man? Man, these people that are surrounding Julius Malema are something else. And it's funny how these people always talk about, yes, you are on the stream. Please tell them, beware of the comrades.
Who am I telling to beware of the comrades?
You're telling the subscribers of the 360 experience. You know what's happening there? I'm busy reacting to this video of Floyd Shivambu. He was having a conversation with Shivambu Walsh. So Floyd Shivambu is actually exposing the fact that the entire leadership of the EFF, they knew that he was going to leave, but they said Floyd Shivambu must pretend as if he didn't know that they also knew that he was going to leave. So I'm laughing here and I'm saying, man, where is Katleo? Because Katleo would say, beware of the comrades.
They've shown us all the signs time and time again. They show us.
I'm like, man.
All the time.
I'm like, man, just imagine, Katleo, man, in your own organization, everybody knows that this person is going to leave. Only you.
Okay, release a Nino.
I'm going to release it today. I'm busy recording right now. As soon as I'm done, I'm gonna release it.
Okay. We'll
Yeah, please tell them beware of the comrades, man. Please.
Sorry about the noise. Beware of the.
Man, politics is dirty, man.
I said, okay, that's fine. I won't tell him that. If you feel telling him like that in the future, you will be able to tell him. And some of them even went to pretend to be crying in the meeting of the Central Command team that, no, we did not know. We were shocked and all of those other things there. So it was a properly canvassed view. It was not a view that I just woke up and everyone else is shocked. It was a properly canvassed perspective that as part of consolidating the revolutionary agenda, we need to take this decision to join Umkhonto weSizwe party. And there are those, of course, who had said, let's go, all of us, if you're going. Then I said, I don't think that is a wise decision. You can participate like in EFF and everything else there. But if you decide to join Umkhonto weSizwe, it must not appear as if I am responsible for a mass exodus from the EFF. I'm joining individually. Those who join later on because they're convinced about the politics of Umkhonto weSizwe, they will do so by themselves individually. That approach of joining as a group and everything else is not sustainable.
And guys, can you just imagine this? This is wild. These people were inside, I would assume, Winnie Madikizela Mandela House, the headquarters of the EFF, and these people were actually talking about leaving the EFF and going to join the MK party. So right now, Floyd Shivambu, like I can see what he's actually doing. Floyd Shivambu now, he's actually going for the jugular because he's telling Malema that these people, we were sitting with them talking about leaving the EFF for the MK party. Some of them even said that we must all go. Let's just all go. And Floyd Shivambu says, no, I don't want to be seen as if I'm the one who actually recruited you guys to the MK party. But truth of the matter is that Floyd Shivambu is the one who has recruited these people to the MK party. Like he's literally admitting that I was speaking with these people. Many of them were actually convinced they wanted to live with me. And I said, no, I cannot live with you guys. If you want to leave the party, you can do it on your own. So can you just imagine what kind of backstabbing is that? People inside the organization that they claim to love, the organization that they claim to represent, they are there talking about destroying this organization from within so that they can go and join that organization. I mean, like, are you surprised when Julius Malema categorizes what Floyd Shivambu did as a betrayal? Are you even surprised? I am not surprised because this is exactly how I would feel if someone would do the same thing to me. This is how I would feel because these people were inside the EFF. So meaning that right now, there are people inside the EFF that had that conversation with Floyd Shivambu about leaving the EFF and going to join the MK party. What if some of those people are just going to stay inside the EFF so that they can be the informants of the MK party? Because Floyd Shivambu says these people believe in the policies of the MK party. They totally believe in the policies of the MK party. So what if some of these people actually stay inside the EFF so that they can be an intel of the MK party? Man, like, what kind of betrayal is this? What kind of betrayal is this? And what kind of hatred is this? I mean, Julius Malema and Floyd Shivambu have, for the longest time, portrayed themselves as brothers. But Floyd Shivambu saw it like he didn't even care if Julius Malema knew that he was going to leave the party or not. He didn't even give a damn about telling Malema that, man, you know, I think we need to have a meeting so that we can actually discuss this thing, man. I think I am going to leave this party. I know that I was here. I founded this party with you, but it seems like we don't see eye to eye, or maybe they had their own personal things. And I am going to leave this party. No, Floyd Shivambu said he didn't even care if Julius Malema knew that he was going to leave the party. So chances are Floyd Shivambu was going to leave the EFF, and Julius Malema was probably gonna find on the papers that Floyd Shivambu has joined the MK party. So why does Floyd Shivambu and Julius Malema have so much hatred towards each other? It seems like there's so much animosity between Floyd Shivambu and Julius Malema right now. And as much as they tried to separate clean and not to make noise and not to accuse each other of sort of things, but right now, listening to Floyd Shivambu, it sounds like the gloves are off. It sounds like the gloves are off and he's ready to spar. He's ready to spar. You know that Julius Malema has done a couple of interviews. You remember even that meeting that he did in Soweto where he was actually talking about getting rid of everything everything that resembles Floyd Shivambu, get rid of it inside the offices. So 1 minute Floyd Shivambu and Julius Malema were brothers. They were defending each other left, right, and center. And right now, it seems like there's so much animosity, and it seems like there is a clash coming between these two guys. It seems like there is a clash coming between these two guys, because I don't understand why would Floyd Shivambu actually go on a platform and say all of these things if he wanted the EFF and if he wanted himself, his separation with the EFF to be clean, non-controversial, no scandals. Why is he saying all of these things? Because all of these things that Floyd Shivambu is saying is actually going to cause clash between him and Julius Malema. There is so much animosity, man. You see, he doesn't even care about Julius Malema anymore. He doesn't even care about Julius Malema anymore. And guys, me personally, I don't believe that any of it actually has to do with the politics. I believe that these people had their personal fallout. I believe that they had their personal fallout. I don't think it had to do with the politics. Of course, right now they are going to make it look like, okay, everything is about politics. But I believe that these people had their personal fallout. And I guess it's only going to be a matter of time before we actually learn what actually separated Julius Malema and Floyd Shivambu. Because you can be sure that Julius Malema is going to talk about this. He is going to respond to all of these things that Floyd Shivambu is talking about. Then Floyd Shivambu is going to feel necessary to go out and actually say, man, I'm checking you. Because right now, Floyd Shivambu is checking his pressure. He's checking his pressure. How can two people, man, who were brothers have so much animosity towards each other? It's insane.
It's not disciplined. It's not a proper organizational and political culture. So that is what I said, that those of you who want to join, you can join whatever time you want to join, and will not stop you from doing so. If according to your own political views, you think that you should now join Umkhonto as a party. That is why those who join, we welcome them to join from the EFF, from the ANC, from all these other political parties.
Do you expect more to join?
I don't expect more. So, in Umkhonto is a part in the organization, there is a saying that Asbabis bayazizela, like that. We don't call them, they come by themselves. And logically, I'm not surprised that in this conjuncture, it will make sense for those who want to pursue real revolutionary politics to associate with Umkhonto Wesizwe, because it's an organic formation which is fighting for total decolonization. It's fighting against all the manifestations of colonization and colonialism in South Africa. So I wouldn't be surprised, because if you look into the main objectives and aims of Umkhonto Wesizwe is total decolonization. Like colonization would happen in political form, in economic form, in social forms, in spatial forms, in cultural forms, in heritage forms. Then we say that let's fight against all manifestations of colonization. So those who want to fight on the side of Umkhonto Wesizwe, like, they are more than welcome. And the most important characterization, which, by the way, even comes from the political guidance from the president of MK, is the ideological posture as well. That says I don't understand why there has to be stratification or balkanization of the progressive forces. He says that if you were to put in one room people who associate with the Congress movement in a genuine sense, and those who associate with the Pan-Africanist movement in a genuine sense, and those who associate with the Black consciousness movement in a genuine sense, those who associate with economic freedom in our lifetime in a genuine sense, if you were to put them in a room and say that.
What do you mean economic freedom in our lifetime in a genuine sense?
With economic freedom in our lifetime in a genuine sense, if you were to put them in a room and say that what are the most 10 priority areas that we have to deal with in the country, they'll come back with more or less the same things. Like they won't be divergence. Even if you were to put them in different rooms and say, now let's converge, what is the top 10 most priority transformational and revolutionary aspects that we have to deal with as a country, you realize that there's a lot of common things. So why then are we fighting in small fiefdoms where people are like locked into some organizations that are senseless, which have got no potential, none whatsoever, to could take over political power to transform society as a whole? So unification is the most sensible thing to do. And also what gets to happen with fiefdoms is that they then become instruments for self-enrichment, like where the leaders, they utilize the political parties for self-enrichment and some status like that. No, I'm the president of what? Of some small organization which you will take power. It's those are some of the weaknesses. And if we were to be guided by a true revolutionary spirit of Kwame Nkrumah, of Thomas Sankara, of the real revolutionaries, will realize that what we need currently is unification of the progressive forces. And in Umkhonto as a party, we believe that we are the platform where the progressive forces must be united.
So all of these people from all of these political parties that talk about the economic freedom of our lifetime and everything, they must just leave their political parties and go and join the MK party. Basically, this is what Floyd Shivambu is saying, that the MK party is the only one that actually embraces these ideologies. All of these political parties, it seems like they are not real. So this is basically what he's saying, that if you really believe in this ideology, the MK party is the only political party. So I don't know how would the other members of other political parties actually feel.
Sam, I just wanted to interrupt this episode to let you know
come on, Sizwe.
To leave and the. Now let's get back to the episode. All our contact details are in the description box below. When you tell the story of the decision to leave and the consultations and all of that, you've been very careful not to personalize this issue, and I think that's good.
Yeah.
Because people have constantly tried to make this about personality clashes and all of that. However, this was a very personal decision as well, because you had built the EFF. I remember meeting you in the early days of the EFF and seeing how much you were sacrificing just for the party. People don't know the personal sacrifices that leaders went through. And you built important friendships and brotherhoods and so just for the record, in terms of the personal aspect with Julius Malema, where does that sit now?
I think so if you were to go to the interview that we did in the when I was still in the EFF, and then you asked me the question, what is the relationship with the president of the EFF? I said this political relationship, actually made an emphasis on, it's a political relationship that we had. And of course, because you work in the same spaces, you'll end up doing so many things together. If there's a family gathering, you'll get to know and then support each other and all of those things there. But the relationship was political relationship. And
that's interesting.
That is how it is. And I have no bad feelings about anyone, like generally. Leave the people that I work with. Generally, I don't have any personal feelings against anyone. Like I relate far much easier with comrades in the ANC. Like I talk to everyone. Like I'll talk to the comrades that we led with in the ANC. Like I talk to Andre Lungisa. I talk to Lebogang Maile for a very long time on the phone. I talk to Lamula, like about so many issues. I talk to everyone. Like I get to have political discussions with them, even if we're in different political organizations. I still talk to some of the comrades in the EFF, except those who feel like they might be doubted for having engagements with me. I generally don't have problems with anyone, but I'm able to distinguish that there's a political relationship, and like so-called brotherhood and everything else. Because sometimes this so-called brotherhood, it's not brotherhood. It borders on gangsterism, a gangster relationship that we're together. If a person is wrong, we can't call each other to order. Like you defend each other even when a person is doing wrong things, is now venturing into wrong politics of being boastful and doing wrong things in public and everything else, and disrespecting people, and then you don't say anything because of brotherhood. You must be able to call out certain things that this is unacceptable and everything else. And if you realize that, so those things of the personal relationship can't override a political principle in the relations with everyone. So if a comrade misbehaves or does things which you realize that this is wrong, you must be able to call each other to order. Like, it's not gangster relationship where you say we'll die together. It doesn't work like that. And by the way, this characterization, I used to say this when we were in the National Executive Committee of the ANC Youth League. So, you know, Pulemabe was the Treasurer General of the ANC Youth League. So I used to say to the president of the ANC Youth League, now current president of the EFF, that me and you are going to be buried next to each other all the time. And then later on he went to engage in other activities, like to collaborate with those who were dealing with him. Now I used to say that I'll never say that. I'll never. Like, if it's a political relationship, like you can't promise to die next to each other in a political relationship. It's based on principle.
Sure.
If principle shifts, then we no longer relate the same way that we related before. So if you realize that there's certain areas of just divergence from what should define a revolutionary, you must be able to say, but this is not what I signed up for. This is not the character which I thought we're dealing with. And I'm not talking about the contextual relationship now with the president of the EFF. I'm talking generally in politics that we should relate to each other on political principles so that we're able to correct each other whenever something goes wrong.
Oh, oh, guys, this is Floyd Shivambu. But then again, I know a lot of EFF supporters will say, no, Floyd Shivambu right now is just trying to cause divisions inside the EFF, which may be true. It may be true that Floyd Shivambu is only saying all of these things because he's trying to cause the division inside the EFF. And again, I believe Floyd Shivambu when he says that some of the leaders inside the EFF, they knew that he was going to leave the party and Julius Malema was kept in the dark. I believe that. I know some people will say that, no, we can see. We can see what Floyd Shivambu is trying to do here. Floyd Shivambu is trying to cause the divisions. But I believe him. For some reason, I believe him. And you know, I like Julius Malema. Floyd Shivambu, I believe him, even though he's a kind of a snake and a betrayer. But I believe him. I totally believe him, man. The way things are going on in the EFF, I believe him. So I thought it was quite extraordinary, man, for him to come out on the platform and say all of these things, man. It's quite shocking. It's quite shocking. So I guess we will hear the responses from the EFF because I'm on social media right now. I'm trying to look if the EFF supporters or the leaders of the EFF have now came to respond to Floyd Shivambu and him saying all of these things about what's happening inside the EFF. I think I can find one or two. I forgot, man. Who's that guy from the EFF who always tweets about that guy from Johannesburg? But then again, guys, I will make another video talking about the response from the supporters and the leaders of the EFF. I will make another video because I think many of them are going to respond to some of the things that he has said in this interview. So guys, if you want to watch the whole interview, please go to SMWX Shivambu Walsh. Please go on the platform and watch the entire interview. Please tell me what you think. Again, guys, on the comment section, don't forget to hit that like button, and the most important part, subscribe. My name is Thomas Mabaso. I will see you next time. Bye bye.